Trouble brewing at Barcelona. It's been a dramatic day at Camp Nou, with major questions over the future of two key players. First, Marc-André Ter Stegen's potential exit is now in doubt, as the goalkeeper's transfer options appear to be drying up, leaving Barca in a tricky spot. And it gets worse. Another Barcelona ace is reportedly on his way out, after clashing with Hansi Flick over a lack of playing time. The tension inside the squad is rising, and this could trigger more exits ahead of the new season. Barcelona would be delighted to move on captain Marc-André Ter Stegen this summer, but what already looked like a difficult exit continues to appear more improbable. Not only would the Blaugrana like to save on his large salary, which would help register new signings, but it would save them an uncomfortable coexistence between the Germany international and Joan Garcia. Given his large salary, it seems unlikely that Barcelona will be able to bring in a transfer fee for Ter Stegen, and the Blaugrana are willing to reach a contract termination agreement in order to move him on. That would require convincing Ter Stegen to leave though, with the 33-year-old keen to stay and fight for his place. Premier League interest in Ter Stegen. For Barcelona to part ways with Marc-André Ter Stegen, the ideal scenario would be finding a top club genuinely interested in him. According to Sport, Chelsea have made inquiries about his situation after missing out on Mike Maignan, a move also echoed by Chelsea News. Meanwhile, Manchester City could potentially reignite their interest, but Ederson has made it clear to Fabrizio Romano that he's not planning to leave, which complicates things. Manchester United have also been mentioned as a possible landing spot as they look to move on from Andre Onana, though their focus appears to be shifting toward younger goalkeepers. As it stands, Ter Stegen's exit options seem limited, leaving Barcelona in a tough spot if they truly want to move him this summer. Options elsewhere. Despite strong links to Galatasaray, that idea has been shot down by Ter Stegen's representatives. AS Monaco hold good relations with Barcelona, and are negotiating a deal for Ansu Fati currently. They have sounded out the idea of Onana, and Ter Stegen could be an alternative. Bayer Leverkusen are also mentioned by the Catalan Daily, but Die Werkself have now signed Mark Flecken to replace veteran Lucas Radecki. Had a deal for Maignan been agreed with Chelsea, AC Milan might have considered Ter Stegen as an option, but the Frenchman now looks as if he will remain at San Siro. Saudi Arabia seems an unlikely destination for Ter Stegen, if one of the few that could match his Barcelona salary. A Barcelona player is reportedly close to leaving the club after expressing frustration with Hansi Flick over a lack of playing time. The 22-year-old made the move to Barcelona from Racing Santander in 2022, and he has represented his current side on 27 occasions in all competitions, scoring 5 goals and registering 4 assists in the process. Pablo Torre struggled for game time under Hansi Flick last season, making just 14 appearances as he found himself low in the midfield pecking order at Barcelona. With his contract set to expire next June, there's growing speculation about his future at Camp Nou. According to Gigantes, Mallorca are currently in talks with Barcelona over a potential deal for the young midfielder. Torre is reportedly open to the move, as he prefers to stay in Spain despite receiving interest from other clubs abroad. Barcelona's Torre, in talks over Mallorca move. The report claims that the initial talks were surrounding a loan, but a transfer is now expected to take place, with Barcelona potentially inserting a buyback clause into the agreement. Barcelona are still allegedly huge admirers of Torre's talent and believe that he has the quality to develop into one of the most productive midfielders in Spanish football. However, the Catalan giants accept that he needs regular football at this stage of his career. Pedri, Frenkie de Jong, Marc Casado and Gavi are all ahead of him when it comes to the starting spots in midfield, and Torre only played 3 times in La Liga in the second half of the campaign. Torre claimed earlier this month that Barcelona boss Flick was not fair with him in terms of the minutes that he was handed during the 2024-25 campaign. "I think I could have played more minutes," Torre told Sport. "I think I earned them. If Flick wasn't fair with me, and I told him that personally in a talk I had with him. I have to respect his decisions even though I don't understand them. At the end of the day, what we're looking for is to play, because where we're the happiest is on the pitch. So we'll see what happens." Torre played just 19 minutes of Champions League football during the 2024-25 campaign, while he was only used in 10 of Barcelona's 38 La Liga matches during their title-winning season. So there you have it. Ter Stegen's exit is looking less likely, while another first-team star may be heading out the door after a clear rift with Flick. Are we seeing early signs of unrest under the new regime? Will Laporta and Deco be forced to act before the situation worsens? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more exclusive updates on Barca's summer shakeup. Big update on the Nico Williams transfer saga. Athletic Club have officially denied any secret agreement to let the young winger leave, despite growing speculation around a move to Barcelona. Meanwhile, fans are asking the big question: how would Nico Williams fit into Hansi Flick's system at Barca? With his pace, direct play and attacking flair, could he become a key weapon on the wing alongside Lamine Yamal or even replace Rafinha? Let's dive into the full situation, break down the tactics and separate fact from fiction. According to a fresh update from Sport, relations between Athletic Club and FC Barcelona have hit a boiling point as the transfer saga involving Nico Williams takes a more hostile turn. While the winger's move to Barcelona is widely regarded as inevitable, Athletic Club are determined to make the deal as difficult as possible, particularly due to their strained relationship with the Catalan giants. Athletic Club have made it abundantly clear that they will not ease negotiations or accept any alternative arrangements to the €62 million release clause, adjusted from €58 million plus CPI. Nothing that has been said is true. They deny reports suggesting that they had verbally agreed to help Nico leave easily when he renewed his contract until 2027. They are now clinging to the letter of the law: no payment plans, no installments, and certainly no favors for Barca. Any talk of flexibility in facilitating the transfer has been firmly shut down. In fact, Athletic are particularly opposed to helping Barcelona due to poor institutional relations, which have worsened in recent years. The club insists that the full amount must be paid up front, and have no intention of negotiating terms similar to those offered by clubs in other leagues, such as the Premier League. Hostility between clubs reaches new heights. Tensions go beyond the transfer table. Athletic Club president John Uriarte made his stance clear during Barcelona's last visit to San Mamés, choosing not to congratulate Joan Laporta on winning La Liga. His actions reflected a deepening distrust, one that now influences their approach to the Nico deal. Tensions are rising as Athletic Club have now pledged to keep a close eye on Barcelona's registration moves with both La Liga and the Spanish Football Federation. They're reportedly ready to act if they spot any signs of Barcelona breaking the league's 1:1 financial fair play rule, and won't hesitate to file formal complaints if they believe the Catalans are bending or violating salary cap regulations. How would Nico Williams fit into Hansi Flick's system at Barcelona? Let's get one thing out of the way. Nico Williams is coming to Barcelona. If Barcelona manage to meet the financial requirements and operate within La Liga's 1:1 rule, there's really nothing Athletic Club can do to stop the move. It's honestly a bit surprising, and even embarrassing, that the Basque side would go as far as to issue threats over the situation. That said, Joan Laporta still has a lot of work to do in the coming weeks to make sure this potential transfer doesn't spiral into a full-blown controversy. It seems that the addition of Nico and Joan Garcia would complete the market aspirations for Barca this summer. The question will be which big name, if any, departs. One thing that seems certain is that Barcelona will be gaining forward depth, and that likely they will sacrifice a center-back to make it happen. That means Hansi Flick will have to figure out how Nico Williams fits in alongside Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Dani Olmo, Robert Lewandowski and Ferran Torres. This could be Lewandowski's swan song at Barcelona, and with it, the beginning of the end of a legendary career. The Polish international turns 37 in August, and likely won't be in the club's plans past this season. Of course, if he puts up another Pichichi-level campaign, the narrative could change. But if all goes according to plan, the future of Barcelona's attack will consist of Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and the new additions of Dani Olmo and Rafinha. The question is whether there's a formula where all four can play together. Because if not, the Blaugrana may soon be in the market for a new number 9. To start the season, I'd expect it to be Robert Lewandowski's starting spot to lose. I'd also expect Flick to continue holding him to the highest standards. And that means scoring lots of goals. The alternative would be for Barcelona to go younger, and see if they get more energy, physicality, and dynamism from using Dani Olmo or Ferran Torres in the center-forward role. That would also depend on what Flick decides to do with Rafinha and Nico. Lamine Yamal, on the right wing, seems to be the only player whose position is safe. Why fix something that isn't broken? Play Rafinha on the left, Dani Olmo in the 10, and Lewandowski up front, and just like last season you should be good to go. But what if you put Nico on the left wing? The big experiment may be to see what happens when you move Rafinha to the middle, and Olmo up top. If it works well, it's a very different team compared to the one who had so much success last season. One reason why I think it could work is because Rafinha thrives when you give him freedom to roam as he reads the game. Nico has a classic, more disciplined, winger profile. Although it must be said that he can play on either side well, and even has some experience playing through the middle. What's funny is that Dani almost seems to have become Barcelona's utility man. He really did arrive in Catalonia as a winger, but it looks like, under Flick, we aren't likely to see him there. It seems certain that, if Nico arrives, Flick's team will be a very direct attacking team. For all the criticism of the Barca of old as a team who relied too much on midfielders maintaining possession, and not taking enough risks going forward, those days are gone. It would signal that Pedri, indeed, will continue to feature in the double pivot, with the responsibility of orchestrating attacks from the back. It would also signal that the super high defensive line is going nowhere. This would continue to be a thrilling team to watch. A doubling down on what they started 12 months ago. But it also depends on getting the formula right up front, because they will have to be even more dangerous and effective in the final third. Does Nico Williams bring with him a revolution of the forward line, or simply more depth on the wing? That's one of the big questions that Hansi Flick will have to answer. So there you have it, Athletic Club are standing firm, but the pressure is mounting as Barcelona continue to circle Nico Williams. And when it comes to Hansi Flick's style, Nico could be the perfect high-pressing, quick-transition winger that reshapes the Blaugrana attack. Do you think Nico is a good fit for Barcelona? Would you start him over Rafinha or play him alongside Yamal? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the bell for more Barca transfer breakdowns and tactical insight.